when that demon got in my face, right, and was like this, I was like, hell no, get the fuck out of my face. And then it tried to pretend to be a child, and I was like, I just saw you. Are you for real right now? It's like when a 3-year-old eats a whole tub of ice cream and you ask them, did you eat all that ice cream? And they say no, but they have chocolate ice cream around their face. And you know that they did it. Yeah, exactly. Hi everybody, welcome. I'm Emily, the Fine Art Medium. If you're new, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. So today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Paranormal Files and the video they just released. I believe it's called Sallie House Part 2. Anyway, they went to the Sallie House, and this is the Part 2 version of it. And I also want to throw a disclaimer. I did not watch Part 1, so I know nothing about this house. I did no research on it whatsoever because I like to make my, I don't want anything to influence anything I feel or see or anything like that. So that's why, I did it that way. But anyway, so if you don't know who they are, I'm going to link their channel down below in the video that I am referring to. And I will not be playing any clips because YouTube has a habit of kicking my stuff and pretty much deleting my videos so no one can see it. And I don't want to do that. But so, yeah, I'll link their video down below. And I just want to talk about, what was going on, the entity that is there, and, some of the things that they were doing during their investigation and stuff like that. So, to start off, I want to say thank you, Chastity, for, sending me the link to that video. And so we kind of watched it together, and we kind of chatted on Facebook Messenger as it's going. And so I'm going to play some of our chat that we had.
So I'm already feeling a bunch of stuff, and so I wrote it in the chat. They're probably not going to answer because there's so many fucking people, but literally chest pain. I feel like the wind was knocked out of me kind of pain, and it feels like it's hard to breathe. I'm also getting like a burning sensation on my side, and I feel like a headache is coming on as well.
Just as validation and proof for you guys. But so because the video was a premiere, I think they let you for however long it takes to the video goes to it being finished, they have a live chat that goes on. So I was in there about 7:45-ish in that live chat because the channel was communicating with their fans back, and I wanted to relay to them what I was feeling, as I was getting prepared to watch their little investigation. And so the first thing I do want to say is that while I'm in the chat, I started feeling certain things that I felt like the investigators had experienced during their investigation. And so I pointed out to them, I was like, hey, so I feel a headache coming on, and I feel like somebody in your crew during that time was experiencing that. And then the stomach pain I was feeling and the chest pain that I was feeling all that stuff. And I pointed it out in the live chat hoping they would see it, but of course they didn't. I mean, they had 17,000 people commenting, so yeah, that's kind of impossible. And plus, because it was before the video actually premiered, I couldn't go back and show you those comments, but I literally, after I typed it in, I texted Chastity, and I was like, hey, this is what I'm feeling, or I think I sent a voice memo at 7:47, and again, I'll show it in the video, of like what I was feeling. She drew a picture of the entity, and so we'll get to that. But yeah, so I was feeling all these things right before the video even started, and I was telling her that, and she's like, hey, just be careful, you're channeling it, you don't want to bring it into your house, into your space by accident, which I'm still working on putting up my blocks or my shields while I'm doing my own investigation, because it's easy to do the investigation, but it's hard to do the investigation while protecting yourself, you know, and your space and aura and all that stuff. But so yeah, I could feel it trying to make its way in, and I wasn't feeling that, and so I literally was just like, nope, you're not invited, get out. And it worked for a bit. So now we're gonna skip to the show, and right at the beginning, the first person is like, oh, I don't feel so well, or something like that, and he's like, I think I have a headache coming on. It was one of the 3 things that I had mentioned. I forget the order of it. But I'm like, I told you so, and I was like, hey, like, I said that in the comments, like, ha, like, in their live chat, I pointed it out. Of course, again, they don't see it. And I go to Chastity, and I'm like, 10 points for Ravenclaw, because I'm a Ravenclaw, for Harry Potter house. But anyway, I just kept, you know, joking around, like, every time they would mention the thing I pointed out beforehand, before the video was released. The video was released at 8:15 p.m., I think 2 days ago. But anyway, yeah, so Mary, next one, I don't know, I think she had the chest pain. I think it was her who had the chest pain. And I was like, another point for me. And then when we get more into the video, then the one guy, I don't know what any of their names are except for Mary. She's the only one I remember. Another guy, and I don't know if he was wearing a baseball hat or not. I forget, honestly. And he was like, oh, I'm feeling this stomach thing. And I was actually feeling burning on my side. And I think I said it in the chat with Chastity. So I didn't look to see if I got scratched. But later on we found out that, you know, the entity was scratching people. Especially some viewers that may have watched the video. So I knew right away that what we were dealing with was negative. I mean, it wasn't even a question, really. The fact that it was making these people feel sick, obviously, is red flag. 2, it pretended to be a child. That is red flag number 2. And just the overall manipulation of its own energy was strike 3, red flag number 3. Wow, I can't talk today. But so I knew what we were dealing with was demonic. And the fact that, so then I wanted to hone in and see if I could see what it looked like. And I did see what it looked like. And it did have a long face. It actually looked very close to Chastity's drawing. Very close. Very close. And the reason I know that is because this mofo, through my third eye, I can see him in my face. So he knows I'm trying to, like, hone in on him. He's not in my house or anything per se, but he knows psychically that I'm paying attention, and so he gets in my face psychically, right? And I see what he looks like, and he's, like, this close, and he's trying to do this thing with his eyes, like, hypnotize me, and I'm just like, bro, it ain't working. Like, I've seen worse. You don't scare me. Like, I'm not trying to make fun of the demon or anything, but it was like, I've dealt with worse. Like, you're nothing. Like, this isn't working. Please get out of my fucking face. Like, I was not really worried for myself because, I mean, I also had, like, my protection candle thing going on, and I was working on pushing it out. But so I was just like, yep, that looks exactly like her drawing. And I'm telling her, like, hey, this thing haunts not only, like, as a little girl, but also, like, a little boy. And I saw it haunting people in like this shadow figure kind of image, but it was opaque, so you can't see through it. But then he also had another form where he would just show up in black mist. That was translucent, so you could see through it, but it was still the same entity. And so the show, it shows him opening and closing doors and stuff, turning electronics on and off, messing with electronics, making the meter thing go off. Their spirit box is saying words. It's having like an intellectual communication with them. So we know it's very smart. And I mean, it's also messing with the lights, with it's making sounds. It's doing a lot of things. That thing has some power. I'm trying to think what else was going on. But it didn't seem... Oh, the manipulation of its energy. So one thing that I noticed, and I had already pointed out, was the manipulation of its energy, and not the fact that it can move stuff and make noises and all that shit. No, it was trying to disguise its energy to make it feel less threatening. Now, that's a very powerful skill, and that's how a lot of mediums and just, other people are tricked, because it pretends to be a child, and so people tend to feel bad for it because they think it's a child, and they unknowingly invite it in, and then you have, boom, a demon. So that is one thing that I really wanted to point out, that it can do that. And it's very, important that if you're studying demonology or you go into these investigations, you got to know what you're dealing with, because these entities can and will trick you. If you are not an experienced medium, it probably would trick a lot of people. But I've dealt with a lot of demonic entities, and I know how they work. So I was like, I know it's not a child. And second, it showed its face to me because I knew right off the bat it wasn't a child. But the thing is, it tried to, even with the investigators and some of the people that it was haunting through the part 1, because it can haunt you through videos, depending on the entity, right? If you watch any documentary or show about a powerful entity, and if you're very psychically in tune, or you have some kind of weakness in your aura or something, like you're sick, you have mental illness, something, it can affect you even though you just watched it through a video. And I like that the Paranormal Files actually puts a warning out before going right into the video. They're just like, hey, you're being advised that this thing has been known to haunt other people after watching the first part of the video, so please be cautious and be aware. I love that they did that, because a lot of people don't do that. So A+ to them on that. And so with the energy thing, it was pretending to be a child to even the people that it haunted through the video from them watching part 1. Yeah, it's creepy as fuck. But yeah, a lot of people get tricked and duped with that. So if you see a child, or you are talking to something that's claiming to be a child, while it may be possible, put your guard up, because chances are it's not really a child. But, so I'm trying to figure out what else I wanted to, because I didn't make notes. I should make notes. Oh, so another thing that they did that I really liked, and I wish more, Ghost Adventure crews or Ghost Investigation crews would do, is cleanse themselves after, getting out of that location before they go home. Once they get done and they're done with that stuff, they cleanse themselves. I love that they did that. Ghost Adventures needs to do that shit. These guys, I'm sorry, I feel like they might be a little bit more professional when it comes to knowing that kind of stuff. No offense to Zach, But honestly, I think the Paranormal Files do a better job at getting actual evidence. Now, I'm not saying Ghost Adventures is fake. There's a lot of footage that is real, absolutely. But they have been known to do some shady shit if they don't get footage. I'm just gonna say that. But yeah, so they also brought in this priest guy, and he has helped Ed and Lorraine Warren with their cases. And one thing I really liked about him was that he helps for free. Not many like priests that do exorcisms and stuff do that. A lot of them don't do it for free. They charge up the you know what. And I don't feel like that's right. Like $300 is bananas. And anything that's higher than 100 is in general bananas, but anything higher than 300 is kind of like, why do you need that much money? I thought churches were supposed to be like non-profit and not do that kind of thing, but I don't know. Honestly, I don't particularly like organized religion, so churches, I'm not a fan of that stuff. But he did say something very, very smart, and something I agree with him. Or agree with him. Yeah, with, wow, I don't know, grammar? I need to go back to school. But, so one thing he said that I agreed with was that, so investigators, when they're in the field, they think they're doing provocation, and they're not. They're provoking the entity, and they're being disrespectful, and they're being stupid, and really what they're doing is challenging it, and because they're communicating to it and they're waiting for a response, doing that in of itself is invitation. And the way he said that was brilliant, and guys, you should probably watch at least that part. But yeah, that was awesome that he said that, because no one, says that stuff. And Ghost Adventures, what is the one thing that they're known for? Provoking the entity and being disrespectful and pretty much shitheads and telling each other like, oh, invite the entity into your body so you can communicate with it. Like, no, that's how you get possessed. I'm still not over that in house calls, by the way. That irks me so much. And I'm pissed that, like, no mediums are talking about it, to be honest. But, they need to do better, and I think the Paranormal Files do pretty well. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's instances where they provoke the entity as well. I don't watch all of their episodes, but so if they do, they need not to do that. And any investigator, if you think you're doing the whole provocation thing, you're really not. You're going to make things worse. I know you're trying to get proof, but the demon, or not always a demon, but the entity, depending on where you are, who you're dealing with, or what you're dealing with, doesn't give a fuck whether or not, that they are being proved. They don't care. A lot of them would rather not to be proven to exist, because then they can do their haunting in secret and get away with it. So, that's the other thing, like, I forget which one of them said it, but it's like, when they're, no, let me rephrase that. Towards the end, because I didn't watch the entire video, I had to stop because the entity was messing with them, and it was messing with them because it wanted to be left alone. It was done with their shit, and they kept antagonizing it and kept, like, talking to it and be like, well, do this by doing this, or turn the light on, and it's like, goodbye. And then when they wouldn't leave it alone, that's when it started doing shit back. And I'm just like, I can't watch this. This is horrendous. Like, I mean, I get demons are evil. Okay, we know. But you gotta be respectful too. Because their power is limitless in terms of we don't know everything they are capable of. And so you push one far enough, depending on the strength of it, that could be a very dangerous situation. And yeah, more people should be aware of that. So it was trying to leave, and they wouldn't let it go, which was so weird. Like, I got such a weird feeling from that. I didn't like it. That's why I was like, yeah, no, bye, I'm turning this off. But yeah, so the video overall was really good, and I liked it for the most part with how they did things. I liked how it was not. I like how they were not like Zach. Okay, and I'm sorry, like Zach, he's a cool person. I get it. You know, he does have all his shows, and he has the museum, and awesome. But I'm starting to get a dark vibe from him, and I don't know if it's because he has an attachment or if he's also involved in like black magic rituals and stuff. I just get a bad taste in my mouth and a bad feeling about him, and I don't like it. I feel like if he's not working with demons now, he will be. I hope to God I'm wrong. I hope I am so wrong. But that's how I see it going. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But that's what I feel like is going to happen. I don't want it to happen that way. Especially because he's been through so much. But yeah, he's got an attachment. Or a few. But for the most part, I'm not feeling his vibe no more. Let me just say it that way. But I'm trying to see what else. Did I cover everything? Yeah, the demon. Yeah, the demon is a demon. Could there be an earthbound spirit there? I feel like there is. There is, I was getting images of a old woman, like 70s to 80. I mean, it could just be that entity trying to pretend, but it felt like there were multiple. I'm not sure. If you're a medium and you watch and you critique, what do you think about, do you think there's multiple entities there? Because I know there's a demon there for sure. And I know they showed pictures, allegedly, they showed real pictures, and it was very freaky because their pictures look like what I saw, and what Chastity and I saw, we saw it before they showed the pictures. I mean, I can prove that she shared her picture before they did theirs because the timestamp in the chat, but I can't prove that with my thing. But anyway, yeah, definitely demon, possibly an earthbound spirit, but yeah. And I also want to point out this too. I don't know how they got it there, and I'm not going to meditate because I'm done looking into it, only because I don't want this thing in my face again. I don't like that. I'm trying to help people with their readings, okay? I don't have time to deal with a demonic haunting from a TV show or from, someone else if I'm not helping them. But, I just heard okay, I said I wasn't going to meditate on it, but, regardless of how it got there, it is not a child, and I do want to, I wanted to point out this, because, so, many people are confused. I don't know if I said this in a particular way on any of my videos in my channel, but Ouija boards are not evil, okay? They are a tool, just like anything else. The only difference is it creates a portal in a way, but it attracts the negative ones more so than it does the regular, normal, like, earthbound spirits. But I wanted to point that out too. I don't know if a Ouija board was used in that house, but so the best analogy to use for a Ouija board is that a Ouija board is like a device or a tool, any kind of device, right? We can even use a phone, for example. So the phone's not evil. The Ouija board's not evil. You can use your phone to call. Ouija board to call. But the person using it or the people using it are the battery, right? And so they're fueling it to work, if that makes sense. So that's why it's not evil. It just attracts evil, and you don't know what you're going to get. So it's just best not to use one. But I wanted to point that out just in case, like, in my channel somewhere, I don't think I did. But I wanted to clarify that if anyone's confused. But, yeah. So I'm going to end it here with that. So, yeah. Video was very interesting to watch. I'll link it down below. If you have any thoughts, questions, concerns, please leave them down below. If you're a medium, wow, I really can't talk. If you're a medium, right, and you can see what's going on, I am really curious to know what you have to say and see what you get if you pick up anything. But it was nice seeing y'all, talking to y'all. Have a super special, awesome day. And next Tuesday, since I'm off, and I will be free of the doggo because he's got his surgery, I'm going to do another live tarot reading. And I'm going to try to do live tarot readings every week. And I'll always let you guys know in advance. So, if you are interested, I will be doing that on Tuesday, July 17th. Let me double check. That's clock. What am I doing? Okay, no. July 19th. July 19th is when I will be doing the next live tarot reading. If there are less than 12 people that show up in the live chat, I'm just gonna pick numbers like I have been. I tried thinking of another fair way to do it, but I can't think of one, and it's the only way it's fair for everyone, especially like when people come in. It's the only way it's fair, and everyone gets a fair chance. So I'm sorry if you don't like that method. I don't like going based off of energy because sometimes there are those who are good at manipulating energy and other psychics and stuff, and I could be more drawn to them, and I don't want to do that. I feel like that's not fair. But if you want a live and free reading from me, and you can ask any question or no question at all. You don't have to ask a question. If you need paranormal help, so if you're being haunted and you want to be like, hey, what the hell's going on? Like, can you help me get rid of it? Yes. I can help you with that there. If you have any questions you want to ask, the last 2, 3, or the last ones I've done, everyone's been asking love questions. I don't particularly like answering those because I feel like it's very, I don't know. I don't want to, I'm always have the fear that I could lead someone away from like their soulmate or something. And I don't want to do that, even if it's an accident, even though, you know, mine are pretty, they're pretty accurate, but regardless, time isn't linear, and so these readings are not linear. So it could bring up things that happened a year ago, 3 years ago, what's going on currently, what may happen in the future. But so that's why it's kind of like I'm not a fan of love readings, but I'll never say no. But anyway, just so if you want a free reading, you have the opportunity on Tuesday, July 19th, if you want one. And if you don't want to do it live, you can book an appointment on my website, which I'll put the links down below like I always do, and you can book a private session. And I have different kinds of sessions. So I have automatic drawing, I have paranormal guidance, psychic guidance, I have just general tarot readings, whatever you need, pretty much I have. But hopefully, the goal is to be better and better and better, and it's practice basically, because I want to be able to do it quick, right? I want to be able to get things quicker, and so this helps me build that speed up, and it also helps me with how accurate I am. So, like, I like doing it live because of that, so I can get validated that it's right. But, yeah, if that makes sense. I don't know. I got some new decks I want to try out. Yeah, depending on the person, depends on the deck. And last live I did with tarot readings, I did everyone the same 2 decks except for the last person, that's how the energy was going, and so I just go with the energy. But for like love readings and stuff, you're probably gonna get those 2 decks. Other psychics, then we start going into the other decks because of the energetic vibration that they have, and it's different, and so it requires different decks, and it helps me get faster answers. But anyway, sorry I said but over and over and over again. So again, thank you guys for watching. Any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down below, and I will see you guys soon. Peace out.